Hello and welcome back to my let's play, I should say, of Dirt Rally. We are here in the Professional Championship. We have been racing around Greece recently, and I will say what has been what I've really enjoyed so far is that we have been making very nice progress through the last few rounds. We've done really some really nice work. Now, the problem we have is welcome to the long stages. We haven't done one of these yet, so this is the first long stage on this channel. And it's going to be a real challenge. The long stages is obviously, you know, even before now, the idea that it's a marathon, not a sprint, makes sense.
Into turn hairpin right, 80.
You know, for the rally as a whole. Because you've obviously got six, you know, you've got 8 stages per rally, and even then you could say you've even got 6 rallies. You should look at it from that perspective. But what we do have here is it really builds it up because not fall down there.
Right 360.
As we pick up 6 seconds near enough in the first sector alone. We like this. This layout. Yeah, these long tracks bring with them their own unique challenges, their own unique needs for concentration to hold it for all of, it can be up to sort of 9, 10, usually around 9 minutes, sometimes a little shorter, between 7 and 9. And yeah, so it's going to be test of our rally, test of racing just under the limit so that you're not making critical errors, and
left 6
all round
into right 6 long 80 over crest.
If I had kept the power on there, that would have been
left
beautiful.
6 braking 60 down, acute left, 100 down over bumps. Hairpin right, 60 around tree.
I feel like it's a really nice thing about these cars is that you can really, the rear wheel drive cars that is that you really feel like you can use the oversteer
into caution left 4.
Over the front wheel drive cars, you sort of, if the front isn't pointing the way it is, then you know the only thing you can really do is often just sort of slow down and try and get it round. Whereas here,
60, keep right over crest.
you know, you just flick the nose in and you can adjust the throttle, just try and inch that, you know, inch the car further around the corner, or you know, try or then counter steer in order to try and even out a bit of the straight. So
left 5 over bad bump, don't
it's really fun.
Turn right 3 and right 4 into left 5 and left 6, 60, keep left over crest, 80 through dip,
smashing through these.
keep right over crest, into left 5, don't cut, 80, right 6, into turn acute left, deceptive, into right 5, continues for 150, over jump.
So I think this long one is the one that's really stacked with these sort of these switchbacks as we go
slowing into right 5,
through
into
along the side of this mountain. Slow down.
Into left 5, 60, keep right over crest. Left 6, dip. Caution right 6, 80. Acute
obviously
left,
another big thing
60.
about, you know, these 1960s cars do not have a huge amount of power, and so
left
you know
6.
one of the things that we'll have to cope with as we move onwards and continue with
into
our
right 4,
dirt rally
60.
Championships
Right
is
3,
getting
don't
used
cut.
to having more power,
Into left 4.
you know,
Into
relearning
right 3 times to 2,
braking
60.
zones and all that sort of stuff.
left 4, into left 4, into acute right. Into hairpin left.
I don't know if the 1960s is the only sort of era within the game which actually has, you know, cars of multiple setups, as in, you know, obviously you've got two front-wheel drive cars and one rear-wheel drive car.
Left 2 long through dip, crest.
And it would be interesting, because I'm sure the others are sort of, they'll be
into square right,
designed to some extent to sort of, you know, try and have pretty even performance across vehicles. You imagine it's a lot harder when you've got, you know, rear-wheel drive competing with front-wheel drive.
Into left 6, into right 6, 60, right 1, into turn left 1 past junction.
Still, guys, handling really nicely. Actually, really enjoying this. I'm not probably going to do that when it comes to like Sweden and the really tough stages in Wales and Finland, but the familiarity and feeling with the tracks here in Greece, along with a slightly more measured approach than I maybe would have done you know, before, is meaning that this is it's feeling good, it's feeling fast, and the nice thing is that we're really seeing that in the times.
Into left 2, into turn left 2.
And whilst it is slightly disappointing to know that Miller has retired and he was the fastest after the first one, so you could say he's probably going to be one of the faster ones overall. Maybe our main competitor. But you know, you can only race what's in front of you, and currently we are definitely doing it. We nearly spin. Caught the end.
Caution left 6 into immediate turn square left, don't cut.
And we've needed this, you know. Given our position in the championship, we really needed some strong showings, and we're really giving that here. This has been excellent.
Into right 1, small crest. Into right 2. Into left 6.
If I ignore,
and right 3,
which, you know,
crest,
to some extent you shouldn't, but
80, left 6
in a lot
dip,
of ways,
80.
the perfect rally stage, or the perfect rally run is so hard to get, and what you really need to be looking at is, you know, cumulative gains over time as opposed to, you know, I lost time in this bit or that bit. But that was good. 25 seconds picked up. 7:36, we're the only people under 8 minutes, so very happy. We are now only the solitary 1.5 seconds down on the leader, and we are chasing them down, although this is going to be a challenge. But look at these, look at this green arrows. If we can keep up this momentum, then we should win. Which kind of obviously, you know, is there. Be interesting to beat these last 3, to win all 3 of these and then not make 1.5 seconds. But
5, 4, 3,
it's probably happened before.
1, go. Right 4
Just need to
crest
be
line
pretty
over 100.
careful through here because I know I can go fast through this opening section, but at the same time it is bumpy.
100 through dip.
It is.
Right 4 tightens 3.
I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna
Left
concentrate.
4 half long bad camber 60. Keep mid over 2 crests. Right 6. Left 6 don't cut 150. Caution narrows left 5 don't cut bad camber. Right 6 long 150. Caution keep mid over crest jump and braking left 1.
No.
And right 1 half long. Into left
Almost
1
had a heart attack there. I completely forgot about the
and right
the
3
big
long
rock
don't cut.
that's
Open
just
slope
on the
crest
sort of
60.
just on the edge on the right hand
6.
side of the road. It
Into
is
left 5
an
don't cut
absolute
past junction.
murderer, that one, because
Into crest. Right 6.
you catch it and
Into left 5
you
long crest.
ruin
80
your
crest.
race.
Right 6
this
long,
section
tightens
is nice
5,
and
don't
smooth.
cut, crest jump maybe, 60. Turn right 3, don't cut. Crest jump maybe. Left
That
6.
was worrying.
Into right 5
Still, we
long.
survived, and we got a green sector out of
Into
it, so
left 3 long,
we're
60.
already hypothetically in the lead of the rally.
Right 3.
So let's hold on to this and not make any
Into
silly
left
mistakes
5
like
tight,
we did
don't
last
cut.
time, going in the
150.
opposite direction.
Left 6. Caution, right 6 rocks inside, 200. Right 6 over bumps, left 5. Right 6, 120. Right 4 long.
Okay.
60.
I'm perfectly happy to spin there as long as I'm not disappearing down the cliff.
Right 6 half long, crest. Right 6 half long, tightens 4.
We lose a bit of time
Left
there,
6.
that is absolutely fine.
And crest.
I do not
Into right
genuinely
5
see
half long,
this
tightens 2,
particular
don't cut.
stretch
60.
of track in some ways as
Left 2 long, 60.
where I need to be picking up time.
Right 2 long, don't cut, crest 80.
You always, you want to be in that sort of perfect position where you know that you can pick up
Left
time
5 long,
on every
crest
single
jump
section
maybe.
of every single rally. You
80.
feel absolutely locked in
Caution, left
regardless
4
of
long,
where you're
keep
driving.
mid. Into
But
right
right
5
now,
half long, don't cut, keep
the
right
other,
over crest.
the whole of
Into left 4 long.
that other track, the long one that we
Into
just did,
caution, right 2 long, keep mid.
feel pretty comfortable
170.
with. And this one, in some ways both sections
Caution,
of it,
jump, right 5 tight, don't cut.
they're tough.
Left
But
6.
this stretch
Into
of road in
left 6 long,
particular
80 over bump.
is probably the section that I find,
Right 6.
or that I'm least comfortable with.
Into left
as
6,
of
into
right
right
now.
5 tight, don't cut. Caution, left 2 narrows and slippy, keep mid. Into left 6, 60, crest jump and keep left over crest. Caution, crest, right 6 tights to 5 narrows. Left 3 long, 60. Crest jump maybe. Right 3 long, 60. Left 2 continues for 80 past lay-by. Into right 6.
I'm physically
crest jump,
leading my
maybe
body
60.
over whenever
Keep
you
left over
start
crest. Right 6 long.
entering a slight
into
slide or
left
something
6.
like that.
And right 2 half long, don't cut. Left 3 long, keep right over crest, 80. Right 6
Just
over
quite
small
happy
crest,
to let the car sort of
into
just
left
roll
4.
into that,
80.
go there sideways, just because I didn't
Left
want to.
6, 80 over small
I
crest
didn't want
to
to,
finish.
hold the brake down more and end up sort of really wrecking. Okay, big win, 13 seconds. We are smashing this right now. Very happy. Like that was nowhere near a perfect run, but we made the gains where we need to make the gains. We have a near enough 12-second lead now, going into these last two. And Siristra finishes in exactly the same way as Ipsona, so got to worry about that. And the other one is the reverse of Abier's, which I don't think we drove. No, we didn't drive the reverse of that one. Okay, cool. So, 2 more stages. Everything, this has been one of the best rallies. Like, I've been really happy with how I've driven,
3,
apart from those first 2 stages. If you ignore those first 2,
go. 60
we have
crest, right
such
6.
a big lead, and we'd definitely be
and left 5.
competitive even with
Into
the
right 4
faster
half long.
CPUs.
Into left 4 long.
And now it's just
Into
a matter
right
of,
3.
although whether I drive exactly
Into
the same
left 6
way, given
crest.
that, is another thing.
And left 5 over crest, opens crest, tightens. Right 4, don't cut.
I'm playing around with the idea of,
Left
as we
1
move
long,
further on, sort of
crest.
using different view modes. So rather than just
Into
always
right
having
3
the
long.
camera behind the car, maybe going into the cockpit
Into
or
turn
on
right
the front bumper, stuff like that. I'm also thinking about
Into
like
left 6 continues
maybe
80, small
even
crest.
as I progress
Into right 6
and
long.
as we get
Into left
more
6
and more
long,
familiar
over
with the
bump
game,
crest, 80.
so moving into things like
Right 5 half long.
changing different
And left 4,
default setups.
60. Keep right over crest.
I'm
Left
really,
one continues for 100.
really exploring this game's limits, like sort of maybe having a few where we just sort of
Into right 6,
go
into
into
keep
sort of
left
like
over crest.
pure rally sim mode where we don't have
Into
the
right 6 over crest, jump maybe, 80, left 6, into
you
right
don't
5
have the
times
timer
2,
on the side, you don't
into
have
left
the
5 continues for 80,
the
caution
stage
narrows, 60
indicator
crest,
letting you know how far through you are.
right 6
Just
long,
sort of like,
continues over crest,
it'd be
jump maybe,
interesting
80,
to maybe.
right 5 over crest, jump maybe, don't
I don't know
cut,
whether you
60
can
narrows,
get rid of like the
left 5 half long,
icons
60,
to, you just have to listen to
right
your
5 half
co-driver.
long, tightens 3 long, don't cut, 80,
Sure. Blooming
left
terrifying,
6,
but it would be interesting.
into right 4 tight, don't cut, and right 5, left 6, crest,
We've
right
been quite
6,
lucky
and
in
crest,
this whole rally
and
that we
right
haven't had
6,
to do the same
into
stretch
caution, left 5 long,
track
don't cut,
twice
keep
in a
mid
row.
over crest, narrows,
The exact
60.
same stretch in the same direction twice in a row.
right 6 half
That's
long,
quite
left
satisfying.
6 80, keep left past junction,
Just because I feel
right
like that
6
is
half
one
long,
of the few
left
times
5 half
when
long,
the
don't
veneer
cut,
really drops
250.
and you're sort of like that. This feels so familiar.
Keep mid over small crest
You know,
past
I've just
junction,
done this
100.
in some ways.
Caution slowing, big bump, right 4. Left 5. And left 5 times 3, don't cut, 100. Caution right 5 long, narrows, don't cut. And left 3, don't cut, through depth. And right 5 crest. Left 1 half long, don't cut. Right 6 60 bump. And right 5 long opens. Into left 2 half long, don't cut, 60.
Could this be going any better?
Left
I'm not
6.
sure it could.
Into right 5 long. Into left 5 half long, narrows. Into right 5 60. Right 6 over bump, 60. Left 6. Right 5 half long, 80 over 2 small jumps. Into caution,
In some ways
right
it feels
4,
slightly
don't
more
cut.
forgiving than
Keep
the front
left
wheel
over
drive car, just
crest,
because you are
130.
so much, your brakes are so much
Left
better.
2 tightens
Or at least
1,
it
don't
feels
cut,
like
80.
in this particular car, like I'm sure it changes. But it feels like in this particular car my brakes
Right
are
6,
really, really good
120.
and that I can, you know,
Right
if I am
6, 60.
going to make an error,
Right
I've
4
got,
half
always
long.
got a bit of
Into
leeway.
left 5 60 crest. Into right 3
An
long.
element of leeway is massively
And left
important.
2 half long, don't cut. Right 6 long, 80. Left 6 80 over crest jump maybe. Left 6 60. Right 2 continues for 100. 60. Left 4 long, 100 over crest jump maybe. Caution right 3 half long, narrows. Into left 6 half long, don't cut, 80 crest. Into keep left over jump.
No. Good.
Into caution
That's
right
the
5
issue.
over
That is
80
the issue with this
times 2
section of
narrows
the track,
and slippy.
especially, and it's why it is so
Into
worrying.
left 6
is
half long,
because
don't cut, right 6.
any mistakes you make,
Left
not
6
only
80.
are they potentially catastrophic, but they
Right 6
also
continues 80 and
almost
times
always
5.
have this
Left 5
tendency
back
to
camber,
push you
80
towards
crest
the
jump
edge.
maybe.
You're far more likely to
120
bash against
through
the
depth.
inside wall than you know
Left
than
3
to be
half
done
long, don't
flirting
cut,
with the
bad
edge
camber.
of these circuits. If you
Into
do hit
right
that
4
inside
half
wall,
long, don't cut.
it can send you
60.
spinning off
Left
the
6
edge.
over crest.
That is not what you
Into
want.
caution narrows. Left 5 half long.
It just means that when you have
Into
the
right 4
small,
long, 80 crest
very
jump
small
maybe.
sections like here, where you actually have the Armco there, and you have the barriers,
And right 6
you do
continues 100.
most certainly appreciate it.
60 crest. And left 2 long. Into right 5 long, tightens 3, 80. Left 2 don't cut, opens long. Into small crest jump maybe, and right 5. And left 4 half long, don't
Obviously, right now,
cut. Into
I
crest jump maybe.
absolutely
And
gunning
caution left
for
6,
trying
turn right
to
1
win
half
by
long, don't
over a
cut.
minute, but I think caution has
And left 4 long,
gotten the
80
better
through
of
dip.
me. There was 35 seconds up at halfway, and I'm now
Bump
30.
left 6. and right 5 half long, into left 6,
maybe
100,
32
keep right
seconds
through
off
dips.
those. Just over 30,
Left
so
6, don't
it
cut,
was there.
right 5,
It was
into
there.
left 6, 80, right 4, tight.
But it would have required a monster.
Into left 3, don't cut.
No. Come on, I did the same thing on the sprint. Okay, fine.
Into right 4,
Shouldn't
continues
cost
for
us
80.
the stage win, but that is very annoying to do that at the same
Into
spot
left 5
twice.
half long, right 6,
Good.
caution, keep right over crest.
But that should also
Turn
hopefully
left 4
start
long,
being
don't cut,
something
100.
I'm just going to remember that.
Keep right over crest.
That's what I want to
Into
start
left
doing.
5, continues for 100.
I know exactly
And crest, 100.
when on this circuit or its sprint
Crest
version.
and narrows, right 5 times.
I know
4.
exactly that I need
And
to
left 5
be
crest.
very cautious.
Into turn right 4, don't cut. Left 6, 60 crest.
Well, the dream of 8 green sectors
four long,
is gone,
don't cut, times
but
3.
as long as we don't
Right 1 half long,
make
don't
another
cut.
big error, which is a big
into left 1 half long,
as long,
and right 1 half long,
especially through this last section, which I just
80,
do not
keep
like.
mid over crest, 100. Caution narrows, left 6 over crest, right 5, don't cut, 100. Caution narrows, right 6 long over crest, and left 6 into keep mid over 2 crests. Caution braking 60, right 3 half long, and left 4 half long. 100 through dip. Press jump maybe.
Close to the
Finish.
end, knowing that will get us. Yeah, there we go. 21. Okay, so we have a stage within that I just know I need to practice more. That I know that I am not best at, but what we did in that and what I'm really happy with is, even though it's not a section of track that I particularly enjoy driving, or even though it's not a particular, even though it's not my best part, like this is the course that I need to work on, Ipsonas to Dassos, and indeed its reverse, Aureus Bevsi. Like, if we can improve there, then Greece is looking very, very complete in a lot of ways.
5, 4.
I say that now, and I'm going to absolutely
2, 1.
completely
Go.
destroy myself
Left
on
5
this one,
continues
just
for
to make an
100,
absolute
over
fool.
bump. Right 6, bump
But
dip.
what I'm trying to say is that
Into right 5,
we're making
into hairpin right.
good, viable
To left 5, 60,
progress.
keep right over crest.
And
Left 6,
what we're
dip.
not doing, which is what we were doing previously, or
Caution,
what I
right
have
6,
certainly done previously,
80,
which is on
acute
the
left,
bits of the circuit where
60.
you're less familiar, is to really
Left 6.
throw away any good amount of time that you're picking up elsewhere.
Into right
And whilst
4
obviously
long,
I did
60.
bin some time there, I was making
Right,
enough
3
time
don't
up that
cut.
it did not matter.
Into left 4. Into right 3 times 260. Left 4. Into left 4. Into
I think
acute
it'll be
right.
really interesting for me to go back to Germany. Now I've got this sort of
Into
a lot
hairpin
more,
left.
I wouldn't say tentative, but measured approach to sort of
Left 6 half
these
long.
accelerations and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see how it
Stay mid
works
over crest
on
past junction.
the sort of
Left 4. Right
the
3
squirt
long,
and
keep it.
dash style stages that you get in
Into left
Germany.
2 long through dip,
Where you just
crest.
have long stretches of straight
right 5.
in between
Into
the
right 2 late. Into turn left 2.
in between the tight corners. Okay, let's recover.
Into square right. Left 5 tight.
Goes to show that even on the
Into
sections where I
right
do
6.
feel more comfortable, I have a lot of work to do,
Into left
ironing
6.
out all of the flaws,
Into right
but
6, 60. Right 1.
it
Into
does
turn
just
left
put that
1
little bit
past
of
junction.
pressure on.
And left 4. Into right 6, 60. Keep right over jump, 100. right 6 over
remember
jump.
exactly how
tightens
much of
to
a lead
right
I have.
5.
I feel like it was
Left
about
6.
33 seconds. So
Right 4 over small crest,
just
tightens.
need to be
Into caution,
aware
right 1
that
down.
that does not mean I have
Into right 460. Caution, keep right over crest.
license to go
open hairpin left.
absolutely mental on it. As long as we bring
Into
it
right
home.
6.
As long as we bring it home, we'll be okay.
Into left 2. Into turn left 2. Into right
I mean,
1
I'd
over
say
crest.
it's usually actually pretty unlucky to actually
Into left
get a
5.
full flip like that and just sort of be stranded
Left
on
6
your
through dip,
on the
80.
route. Most of the time, at
Right
least
1
in the
tightens
vast majority of the
outside.
accidents that I've had on
Into
dirt rally,
crest. Into right
you
4.
usually miraculously end up on your
Into
wheels.
left 4. Caution left 6. Into immediate turn square left, don't cut. Into left 4 long. Into right 6.
Too much steering there. Probably should have lessened the amount I was hitting the throttle.
Into right 1. Small crest. Into
I
right
find it
2.
interesting how, you know, even though this is exactly
left
the same
6.
section of road
right
that I've
3
driven
over crest
before,
jump.
it's
80. Left 6 through dip, 80.
causing me a whole load of sort of different issues than we had previously. In what is proving to be a pretty bad way. I think we should have enough leeway,
And left 5
which I'm
long
very happy about because
to finish.
it'd be sad if we don't. Okay, hopefully that should be enough. Boom, 10 seconds, 10-second win. Very happy with that. First place, get a huge number of credits, 132k. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Loads of perk slots on our engineers. We get the weight reduction, so a bunch of upgrades on our car, which is good as well, which will only go on to make the next few ones easier. And even then, our biggest rival, Miller, really struggled. You can see Edwards, who was pretty competitive in the Clubman Championship, is struggling here at the professional level. So we'll see how we fare. But I hope you have enjoyed these first 2 episodes of our professional championship run in the Renault Alpine A110. Unfortunately, that is Greece done, and it's amazing for me to say this because I did not think I'd get to a point, but Greece is becoming one of my better rallies, so we've got some of the tough ones to come up, and we'll see what happens next. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will join me on the next, where we'll see where we're heading as we go over to event number 2. I'll see you then.